Hey friends, Sean here. Hey, I wanted to make a quick update video about LIRA accounts. I've made a video about this about this time last year, and it's actually gotten a lot of slow but pretty steady traction and interest. And so I wanted to make just like a complete guide to this account because it could be something that you're dealing with now. I know with the illness and everything, some of us have been switching jobs and probably dealing with, what do we do with our defined benefit contribution plans or pension plans? So I thought I'd just take some of your great questions, combine it with some of the topics we talked about last time, and just dedicate this video to LIRA accounts, and hopefully you guys find it useful. So let's just jump into it. So if you're looking at LIRA accounts, two things may have happened. Either you've gotten to the age that you're eligible to retire, or you may be switching careers to another company, and all the contributions you've made to a pension plan, or if you participated in a pension plan, it's actually required by law that the company give you that pension money for you to put into some kind of account for retirement. Well, you can do a few things when you get your money, right? Like you can stick it into a LIRA, there are many types, and if you just put it in like a savings account, that's fine. But if you do what your company was probably doing anyway and put it into an investment account, well, you can probably do pretty well growing that money over the rest of your career. And what that means for you is that there's no really such thing about golden handcuffs. I always heard this term about, oh, I'm at the golden handcuffs, sticking around at the company, son, till I retire, even though, like that person didn't really like working there anymore. So there's no such thing anymore with these types of accounts. They're required by law to give you this money, which is kind of nice because it kind of gives you a little bit of independence in choosing your own career path. So you take this money out, you can put it in a savings account, get a couple percent, but for the rest of this video, I'm going to assume that most of us here and on this channel talk about investing. So I'm going to assume you're going to put it into some kind of mutual fund or portfolio of some sort and invest it in the stock market. All right, so let's talk about regulations and taxes, because that's what is kind of interesting about these types of accounts. So every province has a different kind of regulation, slightly different regulation for how LIRA accounts are managed. I'm going to leave a link in the description for not only my previous video, but the link to the article that has a list of all the useful links for each province. So you can go and check out yours depending on where you're watching from. Now, there is a chance if you had a job working for the federal government that you have a different regulation that applies to your pension when you come out of that job. So it is possible for some, and I had a question from someone who actually worked for the federal government and also had a LIRA account that was regulated provincially. Now, you cannot combine the two. As far as I could tell from reading all the regulations, you can't actually combine the two. You'll have to just hold on to them. And at the end, when you're going to take money out, there might be some options for you, but you mostly just hold on. Now, one thing I'll remind everyone is you can't make regular contributions to LIRA accounts. The only way you get money put into this account is from leaving a job or switching jobs and taking what should be your pension and putting it in. For that reason, you may not want to build a portfolio around this because depending on your broker, if you're managing it yourself and you're trying to buy and sell ETFs, you may be paying fees for that. To get around this, you can either sign up for a broker that doesn't charge you fees for buying ETFs or selling ETFs, or another idea might be that you invest in dividend stocks, and then you can use the dividends to balance your portfolio when it needs balancing. I personally just have all of mine in one ETF, and I look at my LIRA and my RRSP kind of in the same lens, and then I do my balancing on the RRSP side because I'm still contributing to that on a regular basis. Now, one thing that is an advantage is that there's no withholding tax. If you buy US stocks in this account, you don't have to pay a withholding tax on any dividends or anything like that. And this applies to all retirement accounts, so RRSP included, does not apply to your TFSA. And one other reminder I wanted to say too is make sure you appoint a beneficiary for this account, because should something happen and you don't have a beneficiary, your significant other or whoever might have to pay a bunch of tax having to take it out of your account and maybe put it in theirs or put it in one of their accounts. Whereas if you appoint a beneficiary, you can have this transferred without having to pay any taxes. So, do them a favor. All right, so what happens when you want to get the money out of this account? Let's say you're of age, you're trying to get the money out and plan your retirement. Now, if the LIRA is the bucket that you've put all your money in, there's something called a LIF, which is a lifetime income fund, and that would basically be the bucket with the tap in it to let you get the money out. It's very similar to RRSP being a bucket for your retirement and a RIF being the way you get that money out of there. So the minimum age requirement to let you transfer from a LIRA to a LIF is usually the age of 55. In most provinces, I think Alberta is actually the age of 50. There's also a maximum age limit of 71 where you can't save that money any longer. You're forced to put it into a LIF and start withdrawing money. Now, there could be an opportunity for you at that point to transfer what's in your LIRA into an RRSP. Let's say if you don't want to take that as income and pay tax on it and you want to save it till later, that is one option that could be available to you. That could, help you maybe consolidate your retirement accounts and help you plan better depending on your goals. Now, there is a big difference between a RIF and a LIF. Well, the biggest difference is that a LIF has a minimum and a maximum amount that you can withdraw from that account every year. This makes sure that you can't take out everything at once and use up all your retirement money too quickly, but it also makes sure that you're taking some out and drawing down on this and using it for retirement for sure. The government knows what they're doing. So think of that when you're kind of planning what accounts you're going to start drawing down from. It really just depends on how much you've got in your RRSP, what your goals are you still working? And this is where, personal finance gets really personal. Now, there are some exceptions to being able to withdraw this money before you're at the age. You probably are hopefully not in these situations, but here they are. One scenario could be having to make first and last month's rent on a new residence. That is a situation where you could unlock some of your LIRA account money. The second would be if you're needing money for a payment on a house to prevent foreclosure. Hopefully you're not in that scenario, but it could happen. Another reason could be to adapt your home to accommodate a disability you may have. Or there could be other high medical costs related to the disability that you could use this account for. So I think it's fairly obvious this is not money that you really would want to touch. It's only in dire situations that you would need. Hopefully, you have your emergency fund or you're able to do some financial planning to be able to leave this alone and really benefit from the compound interest that would happen in this account. Well, friends, I hope this has answered some of your questions. I'll leave links to all my sources in the description as well. If you have any more questions, please let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to answer. There you go. Fun facts about LIRA. Go impress your friends. And if this video has helped you out and you want to see more videos like this, please remember, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more. Have a great week, guys. Spread the wealth. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. You'll have some fun facts to share at the next dinner party again, hey? And hey, if anything, so I thought I'd take some of your, let's just talk about some of the facts about LIRA accounts, and hey, if anything, you'll learn something new and you can be that much more interesting, be that